Hello my friends and welcome on back to Minecraft. We are here in the Minecraft 1.16 Nether snapshot updates, which are absolutely awesome. Yesterday we put out a video that looked at about all of the new features that are so far in the snapshots. If you missed that one, be sure to go check it out. There are chock full of new features. It's insane. There's so many things going on with it. And it was hard to do that and do any building in the same video because I felt like I was leaving out features or I was spending too much time doing the building things. So that's why we are now on video number 2. We're going to be building today. I want to build a house inside of the Nether. And I don't want to do a tutorial. I don't want to do anything like that. I just want to do the old-fashioned let's build style of house. And we have this lovely red nether wart crimson forest. Apparently I say crimson wrong. But we have this awesome place over here, and I thought this would be a very cool spot to get a sort of a house going. So I want to first and foremost chop this tree down here for us so we can get a little bit more space to work with and we can start building up a house. So let me clear out a spot for us and then we'll get going on this thing. I found a bit of a better spot back here just behind the trees, and there was this natural clearing with one tree in the middle, so I got rid of that dude. And what I want to try and do today is I want to create what would be like one of our piglin or zombie pigmen huts of sorts. So I want to try and see if we can't nail that down. I'm going with almost like an orcish style here. I think could be kind of cool. So I want to start by pillaring up a bunch of these rocks around the edge and turning it into like a hut. So we're going for a big old hut design here, which I think is gonna be really cool for us. The inside of this one, let's say we're gonna have 3 blocks here, and maybe we'll do 5, and then we'll do like a 5x5 rounded interior of sorts. So it'll be kind of over like this. I think that'll be pretty good for us to have a decent way that we can fill this thing with stuff. Because I want to include some form of a food source over here, whether that's through our hoglins or some way that we can get a better form of staying alive out here in the Nether, because obviously it's a little treacherous out here now, especially those new soul sand valleys. Holy cow, those things look dangerous. Inside of the new soul sand valleys, it's covered in soul sand. It's very open, which means gas could get you like, oh wait, you can place those sideways. Wow, that's gonna be awesome. I'm so over the moon with like all of these amazing new features, as some other YouTubers would say, chuffed to bits. But apparently, as a US person, we don't say that, and I think it's a great phrase. I think it'd be much better. But anyways, avoiding that and back to the Minecraft building, we've got a bit of this rocky stuff going on around here, which I think is going to do a pretty good job of kind of cornering out this build. I want to make it look like they're using the rocks here to kind of hold everything together of sorts, and that's completely wrong. Oops. What did I do here? Oh, I was bringing it in. No, that's actually correct, but everything else was wrong. But let's just make this a little bit smaller, okay? Now that we have this top section, we could we'll figure out the walls later. But for now, let's see if we can't get a bit of a trim going around this thing. I'm thinking this side over here is going to be coming out an extra block further and having a bit of a smaller trim of sorts throughout here. And then we can bring that back up, and then because I want it to extend out that front way, just, you know, more detailed. It's not just a plain circle over here. We got a circle +1 on one side, so you know it's a better circle. But that would bring us out to having everything kind of around here, and then we can start bringing up these and making a little bit more detailed throughout this one. I want to bring in some of that stripped crimson log as well, because I think that could be pretty cool. So what if we try? That is look at the end. That is very pink. That's cool. We'll make it happen. Maybe for now, that's kind of a cool color that we could use for these walls. That could be a good temporary fix for these until we start adding some windows in. I want to make sure we're using that blue warped wood out here as well, because I think that's going to be a good way that we can get a lot of extra detail in here, and having all of our nether colors in here together, I think it'd be very cool. So we have this front section right there, and if we do that, is going to be a little weird looking. I don't like that. What if we just do a full block here? And I kind of want to change these up. And what trapdoors do we have? What's our trapdoor option for the crimson? That could kind of help to round it a bit, or maybe we just need to say screw it and these need to be stepping down like this. And then here we can round that, and that'll help bring it out a bit further. And on this one too, we can do that same thing. That'll help it feel like it's just kind of everything's coming to this point here in the center. And there's a little dude coming right out right there. So that should be good for us. And then we can use our campfire blocks and get a bit of a smoke stack going up on top of this one, so we can actually see where the heck we are out of here. And this is all starting to be really good. I like this. I like this a lot. Ooh, actually, what if we bring ourselves like right here and we come up another few blocks and we get a bit of a secondary lookout floor for ourselves. I believe zombie pigmen spawn in the exact same way, so we kind of need to build this whole thing on slabs if we wanted to be safe from them, but I think otherwise it'll be pretty okay. So that's what the warped fence gates look like. I'm kind of disappointed that that's just the regular wood texture. I was hoping for something a little bit different, and the crimson one is more or less the same. Crimson, sorry. And I think that's okay. I think that's gonna be fine for now. I like that bit of a blue highlight. I think as we add more of those into this build, it's going to make a lot more sense being out here as well. And then we can just keep bringing this roof back up the exact same way that we had it, and should be able to be just fine and dandy as it's all coming here together. And bringing everything up here to the same central point, that's kind of what I was hoping for on this one, and nothing too crazy on it, right? So we just need this, have this general point in here, and we also do have fences for these blocks, which is awesome. So we can bring our crimson fence in here, and I'm thinking we do something kind of like this. And what if they connect? I want to make this look a little bit more on the fantasy side, so I'm okay having like a big spike up there. That's pretty sweet. We can do that. We can handle that one. And then do we have any new stair blocks that kind of would make sense out here? There'd be more of a stone type. We don't, but how would nether brick look against this? Is nether brick black now? Or is that just because we're out here in the nether? I feel like that's darker than it used to be, but let's take a look at the full block. No, that's still the maroony one. Never mind. Okay, so what we can do back here is we could build out a little bit of the side kind of right in here and have this coming up a little bit right like that, dude. And we can just do a bit of a stair block right in here. I know it probably wouldn't make so much sense to have a lit fire inside of your house while you are in the nether, but of course I love my campfire, so I got to do it. This is basically my staple thing. We can do that, and it'll give us an easier way to find our place back here to get home. Let's see what these two trapdoors look like. That is a little too easy to see through. So let's go with this one. I love this one because it's basically the acacia one that they just rotated on its side. And I think that is awesome. So that'll be the little box for that. Maybe we do a wall on it instead so we can get a nether brick wall. The smoke gets really, really hidden up there when you're combining all the other particles, but that's okay. So that's kind of the outside of this one. Then coming in here, we've got a few places where we can chop out some windows for ourselves. The doors, which I think this crimson door is now my absolute favorite door block in the entire game right now. It does get very hidden against that, though. I kind of wish it had a little bit more contrast to it. So what if we try the warp door? That is the exact opposite of what we want. That is way too contrasty. How about a spruce? Nope, don't like it. Crimson door it is. It's just going to be very, very hidden. And then what can we do here to start getting a little bit more detail going on? Maybe we bring some fences around this to help see that side a little bit better. And then out here on this side, I was thinking it would be kind of nice to bring in some glass stained panes because I feel like we could get away with that pretty well. And maybe we go some purple because that would kind of bring in these greeny. The purple looks really good with this one. And then if we bring in those warp trap doors that we had again, so I guess green and red would make... I tried gray, and I think that's the best one. I went through like 6 or 7 different types and stumbled upon the gray. So we're going to be rocking that for all of our windows on here, at least moving forwards. And then getting these little bits in here as well. I just want to make it look like we have some cool little shingling things going around here. And just having some more detail into this build than we otherwise would. And I really love that this doorway is just so recessed back in here. Like you really have to walk up into it, which I think is very, very cool. So you kind of have this more protected area out in the front, which we can add on one of those lovely lanterns that we have. The new Soulfire lanterns. It's just an awesome little color right there. And you really got to walk a far way in to get on the inside of this one. And then we got this lovely place out here, which up on the top, we probably want to grab some crimson slabs and just do this. So it's pretty easy to see what's going on. And then we're going to have our fireplace right in there. So maybe we have the entrance up to it on that corner. And then we can just do some... This would probably be the easiest way to get it done. So my worry right now with a lot of these blocks is that they are so different from what we have in the overworld that it's going to be interesting to try and make them work together. Because, like, look at the ladders. That's the only ladder that we have in Minecraft. We don't have another color of ladder, and so that's just kind of stuck with how it is. I've been working on the interior a little bit in here, and we got a little bit of netherwart planted down. Those hoglins are giving me a great idea for making a little bit of a pasture for them, maybe off to this side. And this is a big disappointing thing. You can't do it. You can't do it. We can't put fungi in any of the flower pots, which is a big bummer, and it can't go down on the wood either. So that's kind of gonna be just staying where it's at for now, I guess. But we can hang some of these down and get like a really, really creepy feeling going on over here, which I think is cool. Very much making it look like whoever's living out here is just, they're living in the nature of everything. So I think that's pretty cool. But we need to figure out a way that we can get a little bit of storage out here and make it more functional for the Minecraft player, because obviously that's something that we really need to do. And it seems like blast furnaces and furnaces are kind of the way to go for this one, because the big thing that we're going to be coming out here for now is that netherite. So we probably want a good way that we can cook up a bunch of netherite. So we're going to do some furnaces in here, maybe outside we tackle doing a little bit of a like smeltery area that we can do with a bunch of netherrack, some blast furnaces, and then just do it from there. I think that could be pretty sweet. I've added a few details to the house, including bringing in a little bit more of our green bits around here, adding in a bunch more of these rocks with the basalt around the area, and it's starting to come together, and everything is looking pretty fancy schmancy. So just kind of bringing that stuff more into this area. I've realized now that we have these crimson nylium, we can now use the netherrack as a form of a pathway, because it's a little bit darker than that stuff is. So I think it works out pretty well for us. Now what I want to do is I wanted to work on building up that forge design that I was talking about, because obviously these ancient debris blocks now are the best thing in the nether. You got to farm up these like crazy and bring them back and smelt them inside of a blast furnace. Otherwise you're going to be sitting there for an hour waiting for them to smelt. Not that long, just over exaggerating. But we need to have some place where we can smelt the goods and do all that fancy stuff to it. And I thought this would be an awesome opportunity to come over here and build up a bit of a forge design. And I want to go, obviously, because we're in the nether, we need to make a spiky, evil looking forge, of course, because, you know, why not? We're in the nether. And then I wanted to make this look a bit like a hellforge, almost something like a hellforge design that we could go for. And I have nether brick walls here, and we can make it a little bit spiky on these bits. And we can just kind of make it very, very spiky, going all the way around. For some reason, this reminds me of Samurai Jack, the cartoon show, but that's fine. Then coming over here, we can make a few more of these spike bits and bring that stuff up, and then that would come up here, and then you would be here, and we do this, and we can do like a double maybe, and do like a double again on top of that one, and then these ones back here, we can just do like a wall. Yeah, that really reminds me of a Samurai Jack throne for some reason. I have no idea why. My brain is weird. But out here, those look very, very big, or they stand out a lot. So I don't really want to do that. But what we can do is build them into right there. We have that open spot above us, and you see the lava block in my inventory. And we just kind of do this. The lava is going to flow down and block those. But if you come in here and right click, you can still open the blast furnace. So it's kind of a cool way that we can still have the blast furnace action going on here. And then I wanted to go grab one of these crimson fence gates that we have, and this can just, you know, stop ourselves from falling in. But don't worry, if you pick up one of your brand new tools, one of these netherite swords, and you throw it in, it's not in our inventory right now, we now have it back. They do not burn in lava, so that's totally fine if you accidentally misclick those things, and you can just throw it in there and, you know, store it in the lava if you'd like. But anyways, that's kind of what I was thinking for that one. And then we need to figure out a way to like store some ancient debris around the side. This nether quartz, sorry buddy, but you really don't have much of a use anymore to many people besides redstoners or people who want to build with quartz, I guess. You know, I guess there's still a use for it. But I was thinking we could just make a pile of our ancient debris over off on this side. Like, this is the stuff that's ready to be smelted away. Also, I am so bummed that this is the texture with our lovely cinnamon roll top to it, because I would love to do some large scale terraforming with this type of a block. Could you imagine if there was stones, like a stone version of this that had slabs and stairs and everything else that we have with like the stone block? Like, you look up stone right here and we can go like, you got slabs and stairs and just all that stuff, and you get the full blocks themselves. Imagine all that stuff for this. You can make some insanely cool terraforming builds with like that brown, muddy, bricky texture of it, which is exactly what I've been looking for. But anyways, we got our Hellforge in here. It's now cooking away all of that lovely stuff that we had. And I was thinking, we have the red nether wart, right? We got this stuff, and we have these lovely walls in here. They don't come with fences, unfortunately, but I was thinking almost we could trace the middle of this one right through here just to add a bit of that color highlight to it. I think that could be pretty dang cool. I don't want it to be that whole big section. Maybe we'll get rid of you. And there's no real way to see them down here, but we could do like these side ones where we have our blast furnaces in there are now covered by the red nether brick. I think that right there is pretty cool. That gives it a very cool accent to it. And this is setting up our little orc stronghold house over there. We can now have the forge to cook everything. Now, how are we going to do this food stuff? Obviously, we have crimson fences, which are going to be doing a great job. And I think that might honestly just be the way that we're going to do this, is we just incorporate some of these trees into being like the line of the fences. So I was thinking we could come all the way out over here with them. And then for these ones, I believe we just use the crimson fungi over here and we bring in some bone meal. And this is going to be pretty fun. And then that can't go on the red nether brick or just regular netherrack, so that's a bummer. But if we bring you in here, we can do this and we can grow up the fungi, and there we get a tree. Awesome, that's great. So we can do that and then just start tracing the stuff around over here, and then that will be great. And is there anything that leads hoglins? Is there any way to make like hoglin? Are you attracted to fungi? You attracted to these by chance? No. Do you like gold? How about gold? Do you like gold? Well, I guess they said they don't do much yet, so I'm assuming that's not in the game at this time. But that's okay. But this is, look at this build. This is awesome. But we come in here, we can just grab some hoglins. You know, we really lured them over here. Are there baby ones? I don't. No, there's not. I was like, are there babies? They're very tiny. They're just completely hidden. But yeah, so that's kind of the build that I was thinking about for this section over here. I do want to go into here, however, and grab some of these warp sprouts and things, because I think these could be really cool, like mixed in over here. I'm very bummed that they don't go down on the actual netherrack, though. That's really kind of bumming me out. But I was thinking getting some of the blue mixed in back here would be very, very sweet. And these little tiny sprouts are not that big, so they can kind of just be covering the ground here as well. But I think that helps tie everything in here together quite a lot for us. But there we have it, folks. I think that is a good place to leave this one for today. Let me know what build ideas you all have with these new blocks. I would love to hear more from you all. Anything else that we should try and tackle while we're out here experimenting with these ones, be sure to let me know. I'm so excited to be building these things. And if y'all enjoy this little let's build style thing, we haven't done one of these in a very long time. Let me know down in the comments below for sure on that. If you want to see more stuff like this, what other ideas you want to see me tackle, and everything like that would be very much appreciated. Please be sure to hit that like button while you're down there as well, and subscribe if you haven't already. You've watched the video for this long, why not watch some more? But I will catch you all on the flip side.